Welcome to 8th grade U.S. History. My name's Kevin Duras, and I should probably start with explaining why I'm not here right now. As much as I love this night, and trust me, I do, probably more than most teachers, I really do enjoy this night to get an opportunity to meet you, put a face with a name, kind of see how eerily similar it is to see what seat you choose and how similar it might be to where your child sits in this class. I'm unable to be there tonight because my wife is delivering our second child, and like I said, as much as I'd love to be here, I'm very excited to be where I am. So tonight I'm going to take this opportunity, and I'll be quick, so I'll get you out of here early so you can kind of mingle and go get some of the refreshments. I'm sure there are delicious cookies and lemonade, if I remember correctly, in the hallways there. So I'll keep it quick. First off, I want to go through and just give you a little bit of an idea of who I am and what the expectations are in this class. It is a U.S. history class. It goes from colonization to the Civil War and covers all the events in between. But what's unique about it is that the way in which we teach the class is, I guess in a lot of ways, we call it a flipped classroom. There are a lot of aspects where the students will go home and watch a lecture basically, or listen to a lecture online. I put them all up on YouTube, and so the students will go and listen to a 15, maybe a 20-minute lecture online, and then come in the next day with some notes and be able to have a discussion about it. What's cool about it is by taking a lot of the lecturing, which sometimes is what consumes a lot of the class, when you take the lecturing out of the classroom and you send it home, it opens up the classroom time to do some more kind of fun hands-on activities. And so what we'll be doing is some reenactments. We'll be getting up and moving the desks to the side, and the kids will be having some more interaction in a less traditional sense. So although there are times and places where we will be sitting and the kids will be taking notes and listening to me lecture, there are also going to be opportunities for this flipped classroom, which is kind of cool and unique. And I think the kids are enjoying it. They get to kind of pause me while I'm speaking. They get to pause and rewind and play back and, you know, whatever, where when they try to do that when I'm lecturing in front of the class, it doesn't work as well. So that's kind of what's unique and different about the class. There also is going to be an interactive notebook that looks something like this. I'm sure it has some more doodles on it and your child's, but the interactive notebook is going to allow the students an opportunity to, as they're reading through the textbook, to fill out almost like a study guide section by section. And this book does a great job of chunking the information so you don't have a big long chapter. It's chunked into small little manageable bites is kind of how I like to think of it. It is called History Alive. That's what the textbook is. I've kind of put the website up here so you can see it, but it is in the syllabus as well. It's called History Alive, the United States Through Industrialism. The website's on my face, isn't it? Gosh. All right. So anyways, I tried to move it. It's still there. What I want you to think about, though, with the textbook is the interactive aspect of it. The online version is going to allow your child to have a substantial amount of information at their fingertips. And what it does is it allows for your child and for me to assign things like web quests and book-generated videos that are from the History Channel that kind of are incorporated into what we're talking about. It brings it all together into a nice, neat package. And so far, I haven't heard too many complaints. I think students typically like the online textbooks. It's different than when you and I were in school and we needed that hardcover book. A lot of times, your children have grown up in a different age where they can read off a computer screen and not have a headache the way that you and I might. So that's kind of what's unique about the class and different. About me, and because I think that this is a cool opportunity for you guys to get to know me too. And before I even get into who I am and where I come from and all that stuff, I do want to encourage you to, at some point, if you see me in the hallway, stop me and just say, "Hi, I'm so-and-so's mom," and shake my hand. And what I truly do like to make that connection with my family. So if you get an opportunity, please do that. If you don't, I totally understand. But I just wanted to throw that out there. As I mentioned, my name is Kevin Duras. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts. If you can't tell from some of the Red Sox paraphernalia around here, I am a die-hard Red Sox fan. And if you follow baseball in any way, shape, or form, you know how painful of a year it has been for me. So I'm pulling for the Tigers at this point, but yeah, my poor Red Sox. I moved here, this is my 14th year, I guess, so I moved here in 1999. And over the years, the class has evolved quite a bit. I've been in this classroom for the last 14 years. The class has evolved quite a bit, though, and with the introduction of computers and laptops and all of the technology, it's just forced us as teachers to change, and I think in a lot of good ways. So after 14 years, I kind of have it down now. I think I know what I'm doing, so that's good news for you and your family. I graduated from the University of Vermont. back in 1999, right before I moved out here. So I am a Catamount, which is their mascot. I actually met Glenn Schilling's daughter there. She was a junior when I was a senior, and that's sort of how I got introduced to the Detroit Country Day system. She kind of pointed me to the website, which was brand new at that point. And through some inquiry, I went back and forth and got in communication with Mr. Schilling, who was the assistant headmaster at the time. Long story short, after a flight out here and an interview, I accepted a job that I thought I would take maybe for a year to get some experience, and you all know how that goes 14 years later. I am still here, but extremely happy. I truly feel like I have found my passion, teaching middle school, which I know sounds weird too, but I'm very passionate about what I do. I'm excited about coming to school each day. Most mornings I'm pretty excited about coming to school. I love the subject matter I teach. You know, growing up in Massachusetts, my field trips were to places like to Bunker Hill Battlefield or Lexington and Concord or Plymouth Rock, or really, if you name it, when it comes to early American history, it was part of who I was, and it really instilled in me sort of a fire and a passion. And yes, I'm a history geek and I'm way on the end of that extreme, but what I try to do is impart some of that, not the crazy stuff, but impart some of that love of history to your children. So that's really what I look at as one of my major jobs here. When I moved out here, I went back and got my master's degree from Michigan State, so I'm certified to be an administrator. Not that I technically ever will be, but I did. I went back and got that piece of paper. My family, my wife and my mother-in-law were both teachers, or my wife is a teacher here. She teaches pre-K 4. She's in the Munchkin room. And if you haven't had a chance, if your child just started in the junior or the middle school, you need to go check out that lower school, Hamlet. It's a great place to work. She loves going to work every morning, so that's exciting for her. And my daughter now, who is entering pre-K 3, is also a Yellow Jacket. So, oh, my mother-in-law, I almost skipped over that, is Joan Bailey. So those of you that had Mrs. Bailey in the junior school, she did teach in the junior school for 20 plus years, is happily retired to be a grandma right now. But yeah, Country Day is sort of in our blood, and you can imagine what Thanksgiving table discussions are all about. It's about this kid and that kid. Not your kids, but kids in general. A couple other things that are a little unique about this class, I would say that I greet your kids on the way in every morning. I'm standing at the door, they can expect it there, they know not to enter until I get there, which is kind of cool. So I either give them a handshake, knuckles, or a high five, and it's kind of cool. They like it. Some of them have like really weird handshake things and dance moves that they want me to emulate, but what it does is it gives me a chance to connect with your child at the door. It also gives me a chance to ask how their day's going, and sometimes the answer is fine, and sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it's terrible, but either way it gives me a chance to connect with them at the door and to get the class started on the right foot, to be able to say, hey, what's going on, and just have like a quick little conversation. So if they mention something about Mr. Duras forces physical contact at the door, something like that, that's what they're talking about. So again, I'm going to end it right now, but I want to just remind you, encourage you, please seek me out if you have questions or concerns. I'm pretty receptive. I'm here usually around 7:30 every morning. I stay, unless I'm coaching in the winter and the spring, till about 4 o'clock every day. So please stop by, say hi, introduce yourself, ask questions if you have them, and that's what I'm kind of here to do. So again, sorry that I'm not there tonight, but I hope that you all understand. Have a good night.